Hello, my friends. Long time no see. Hope everybody's enjoying the fall. I know I am. Today, we'll be taking an in-depth look at the looper in Ableton and how I use it. It all revolves around this audio effect called looper. Intuitively designed, easy to use, fun, quick, boom, bang. So we're going to take this looper and using a MIDI controller and a couple other effects that we're going to add into the chain, we're going to make something where the idea is you have an instrument, be it MIDI or audio, and in real time, you just treat it. It's just going to act exactly like a loop pedal with the added bonus of reverb or delay or whatever you want to add into it to mix it up, and a stereo panning option. It sounds like a lot, but once you get rolling with this thing, it's very intuitive. You can come up with ideas super duper fast. So let's just get right into it. This looper is available on my Patreon page. If you are a Patreon, go download it and start using it. Feel free to ask me any questions you have about how to use it, or if something's going wrong, hit me up. We can troubleshoot and figure that out. But if you're not a patron, that's okay. Just follow along with this video and we're gonna make something really fun that you can save and have in your own library. Okay, so we got our MIDI controller right here. So we'll be using these two sliders, we're going to use these two buttons, and we're going to use these two knobs. Let's go over to Ableton. Let's get a MIDI track going. Let's grab a MIDI instrument to make some noises. I'm going to have a MIDI keyboard in my lap. Let's grab a sound from Live 11, pianos and keys. Make sure it's recording. So we have sound. And now what we need is the looper. First thing I do every time I open the looper is I click this plus sign. This way when the loop starts again, it's not still recording on the next start point. It stops recording and just goes into play mode. This plus means record. This play sign means it's just gonna play. There's no overdubbing going on. Record for X amount of bars, that's the variable length. Song control, start the song. Tempo control, set and follow song tempo. This means that whatever we record here, if we press it for a certain amount of time, it's going to automatically assume how many bars have passed, and it's going to figure out how long each bar is and the BPM of each bar. So if I just press this at random right now while I'm talking, I don't know how long I'm pressing this for. I have no idea. You're going to see the BPM change up in the top left-hand corner up here. Boom. So apparently I pressed it for 4 bars at 137 beats per minute. Random, but important to know. That's just kind of the layout. That's all I really care about in the looper is this record button. You press it again, now you have your loop, the clear button. The undo button is also useful. I don't usually map it though. We're gonna hit Command M into MIDI map mode. And this mute button here on the MIDI controller, that's gonna be the record. Okay, clear is going to be the one right next to it. So if we unmap, now we have a button to start the loop, boom. And then we have the same button to get the loop going again. It's the same button that's basically the trigger. And now we have a clear function. Those are two very good things to have. Now I'm going to grab a reverb. Let's just use Ableton's internal reverb. It's a great reverb. It's actually one of my favorites. And we're going to put this before the looper, but after the MIDI. We're going to map this dry wet to this second knob right here. Again, you can do this to any knobs you want. This is just how I do it. We are going to go back to audio effects and grab a utility. And this will be our gain. Actually, we're going to put this... Yeah, we're going to put this before the reverb. It's up to you wherever you want to put this. And the gain is going to be on this knob right here. Boom. Then we are going to grab any kind of stereo panning thing that you have. Max for Live has a good stereo pan switch. They have so many things. Okay, pan stereo from Max. And we're going to put this after the reverb, but before the looper. And I'm going to hit map again. Left pan is going to be on this slider, and the right pan is going to be mapped to the right slider. And we'll keep those as far as they go away from each other for now. And now we're good to go. So we have a button set up to start recording loops, a button to clear them. We have a gain that will affect the sound of the electric piano, and we have a reverb with a dry wet that's mapped to this knob. Okay, and that's kind of the gist of how this loop pedal works. You can see the potential that this could have for something like percussion. So if we record that, mess with the pan a little bit, we can tune these around. And we're using these pans to just kind of widen the sound out a little bit and have it not sound so mono. Because that complicated wide stereo image can kind of trick you into thinking it's a more complex loop than it really is. But yeah, if we delete that, we now have it here. So let's go back into Contact and record some more stuff. I have a nice feeling about like a grand piano. So in this case, I'm gonna set the loop to record and then I'm gonna play under it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we start. You know? That's what I'm gonna do. We'll drag that out. Now that loop is here. Set up a 4-bar loop again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna throw that on top. Very subtle. There's another loop. Let's see, let's get a bass. Okay, so now we have some decent loops here, and yeah, we freeze and flatten them, turn their warp modes to repitch, and we'll drag them down to like 76. Now comes the fun part, we add some drums. We'll change them from repitch back to Complex Pro, and we'll pitch them up quite a bit, and then we'll change the BPM up a little bit. This ended up being more of a beat-making video than I anticipated, but I just wanted to show a useful way to use this loop tactic thing with a MIDI controller. Nothing complicated really about it. The nuance kind of lies in the thought process of how you use this technique to do whatever you need to do in Ableton. It'd be quite difficult for me to show you every example of how I use this looper device thing, because I use it so often. It's not really something I think about. But somebody asked if I could go a little more in depth on the loop pedal, and I obliged. So once again, if you are a Patreon of mine, you can hop on over to my Patreon and download this effect rack. There will also be another video explaining a little bit more about how it works and how you can make your own, and modifications that you can make to it, please consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell. We're almost at 700 subscribers, which is nuts to me because I wanted to get to 600 by like the end of the year. And we're already approaching 700, which is just absolutely incredible. Makes me extremely happy. I think we're really kind of starting to grow a little community of creative individuals and stuff like that enjoy making music and enjoy talking about music making techniques and production stuff. And yeah, it's super duper beautiful. Huge shout out to my Patreons. Look at that lovely list. Beautiful. If you want to be on that list, just head on over. $4 a month will get you this effect rack and so much more. So much more. Okay. Goodbye. See you guys later.